Hi, Guadalupe. Hi, Carol Ann. There on YouTube. Thanks for coming and joining me today. I'm just trying to get my live up so I can read the comments on Facebook. I think. There I am. There I am. Hi, everyone. How is everyone? Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everyone is well. I feel like I haven't been here for a long time. I mean, it has been only 2 weeks, but I feel like I haven't been crafting lately a lot um, with things going on, and my shoulders and hands have kind of prohibited me from wreathing as much as I like. But today we're going to do a little something. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Beck. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me today. If you do not know who I am, if you are new here, welcome, welcome. My name is Judy, and I am a designer on Team Unique with Unique in the Creek. Today I decided, I couldn't really decide what to do, to be honest, today. I was having a little bit of a fog as to what to do. Hi, Nancy, Kathy, Tina, Diane, Carol, everyone, good afternoon. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. Margaret, everyone, thank you. So I wasn't sure what to do today. I was kind of in a, creative funk, I guess. And I thought, well, it's springtime here. It's starting to look nice. Hello, Teresa. Um, Thank you, Margaret. It's nice to see you as always. I decided, oh, you prefer Facebook? Well, I am here, Carol Ann. I am here on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for joining me wherever you happen to be watching. Deborah, Pamela. Oh my goodness, there's a whole bunch of you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Um, what was I saying? Oh yes, I was in a creative funk and I wasn't sure what to do, but since the sun was shining and it's still cold here. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, but the sun is out, so it makes it feel a little bit nicer. I decided to step out of my wreath making box of deco mesh and flowers and florals, things like that. I decided to step into the flower box. Oh, hello to Phyllis. Thank you. You're new here. Well, welcome, welcome. Everyone, please say hello to Phyllis. Give her a great Unique in the Creek welcome. You will find this group absolutely awesome. And I hope you enjoy some tips and tricks, or I hope I can help you in your wreathing, okay? If you have any questions, please ask. If I miss it, probably one of the regular watchers will be able to help you. But thank you for joining. Good afternoon, Shirley, Ella, Kathleen. Yes, I am back. Well, I did red nails, Kathleen, last week because I was away and I didn't have time to change them. But I always like red. Red's a classic color. It goes with almost anything, right? So anyway, thank you. I'm going to be doing something in the flower box. And what is everyone doing this time of year? We're doing sunflowers. So I am doing a sunflower. I've done many sunflowers, okay, as you probably all have yourself. I've done Dean Michael petal. I've done Bubba petal, Rita petal. Um, what other petals? I haven't done the lolly petal. My hands don't work that well to do the lolly petal, but I have done a lot of sunflowers in my time. Lynn Broadbent, hello, my friend. Thanks for joining. Um, so I decided I wanted to do, I like the roll petal. I'm not going to lie. I do like the roll petal because I like that. It hides the phrase. I'm going to do something that looks a little similar to a roll petal, but it is not. I think Lori in one video called it the leaf petal, I think. Hi, Kathy. Um, Hi, Diane, Susan. Thank you for joining. I think Lori called it the leaf petal. So I'm going to do it a little bit different. Instead of one petal per hole, I'm going to do it looking like this. Okay, I'm sure people have done this before. In fact, I kind of feel like I've done this before. But I'm using this really, really pretty deco mesh that is on the Unique in the Creek website. It's this yellow. It's like a smaller window pane. It has metallic gold and almost silver looking metallic stripes going through, right? It's very pretty. She does have it in different colors, I think. I'm using the yellow. Now, the way I'm doing this wreath, I am using the large board, okay? I'm putting 2 petals in each zip tie that I'm using. So I will show you options of what you can do. You do not have to do it this way. Is it the cone petal then? Yeah, I'm not sure. Hi, Karen. I will roll it, and then if y'all can tell me what it is. Anyway, it's a very pretty, easy wreath to make. Okay, so this is, I did part of it because, you know, it's all the same, right? It's all the same. Okay, it's very pretty though, and I wanted this sunflower to look kind of sunny. Like, I wanted it to look like the rays were coming out from the middle. So I am using 2 different colors of mesh. I'm using that beautiful window pane metallic stripe mesh, okay? And I'm also using just a gold decal mesh that I had in my stash, okay? I do have the item numbers listed in the description box. Okay, so if you are looking for the SKUs or the board or anything like that, there's just a few supplies today. They are listed in the description box, okay? And if you do decide to go to uniqueinthecreek.com to get your supplies, I would really appreciate it if you could use the code Judy at checkout, which is my affiliate code, and it helps me out tremendously, okay? Please do go shopping. Regardless, Unique in the Creek has tons of items to shop. They don't just have mesh and boards. They sell everything that you could make a beautiful wreath with, okay? Oh, hi, Tina Kelly, and thank you very much. So, yes, this is going to be a very pretty sunflower. I mean, if you look at it right now, right, you can kind of see it's sparkling, and you can kind of see how it kind of graduates different colors, okay? And on the large board, I may have to change this because the way I figured it out, it may just be too full, okay? Yes, Carol Ann, here's your back of the board. It may be too full, so we may have to change the 2 petal per zip tie. You may have to just do 1. But we are going to do this, okay? This is the board. This is the large board, okay? Sorry for the glare of that ring light. I am using rows 2, 3, and 4, okay? Because I'm going to show you the centers, and I believe with the centers I'm using, you won't need to use 5, okay? On row 2, I'm just using every set of regular holes, okay? Which makes you have 16 zip ties on row 2. On row 3, I am also using just 8 zip ties, but I'm not using the, you know, the small regular holes. I'm using the 8 sets of shared holes, okay? But 8 zip ties on 8 shared holes. Sorry, when you look at the camera and it's opposite, it's hard. Okay, and then on row 4, I'm just using the regular holes. So row 2, 16 regular sets of holes. Row 3, 8 zip ties, shared holes. Row 4, 8 zip ties, regular holes. Okay, so that's what it looks like there. Sorry, you probably can't see that. I apologize, my light's in the way. Okay, so row 2 regular, row 3 shared, row 4 regular, row 5, I do not believe I'm going to need any, so I didn't put any in there, okay? And the reason being is because I'm using this traditional sunflower, okay, center. This is available at Unique in the Creek. I did list it in the description box. But I also have this straight up brown center. So I'm not sure which one we're going to do. We do have options, which is always good. But I probably am going to be using this one. And this is a 6.25 inch sign, okay? 6.25 inch, I think they listed at. All right. So I just put a zip tie or a cable mount on the back. I put some hot glue around the cable mount. I put my pipe cleaner through it and I pushed it on, and then I put hot glue around and I let it set overnight. Okay, so this is ready to go. All right, if we decide to do the brown one, I haven't done that one yet, so you'll be able to see how to do that. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to bring you down to the board. Again, let me know if everything is okay with sound, view, lighting, etc. Okay, is that straight? That doesn't really look straight to me. How's that? Hi, Donna. Thanks for joining. Okay, so is that good? Actually, I might even bring you down a little bit more. There we go. You don't really need to. There we go. How's that? Is that light okay? Let me know if that view and light is okay. To me on my computer, it looks a little dark, but in real life, it looks really bright. Okay, so we're going to get started. But see how pretty that is already? And you can see the graduated sort of like going out. You know, that's kind of what I wanted to do. So on row 2, okay, regular sets of holes. I'm going to do 2 petals in one, and I will show you how I did it. Now, this roll of mesh is 10.25, so I cut my mesh 10.25, okay? I did not use a wood burner. I did not use a rotary cutter. I used my electric scissors, which are charging right now. Actually, they look like this. It's in Lori's favorite tools, okay? Everything looks good. Thank you very much. Thank you, Guadalupe. Hi, Catherine. Thank you, Beck. Okay, so this is my electric scissors. I am charging it right now, so I can't really use it. But I cut all my mesh today with the electric scissors. Now, if you absolutely want to prevent as many frays as you want, you could use your wood burner. I hate wood burning if I don't have to. But if you look at it, the frays aren't bad, right? I mean, you're going to have a few frays, but I only used electric scissors, so that is an option. Okay. Now, 10.25, because this mesh is 10.25. You just want to cut your mesh, whatever you're using, in a square. Okay. If it's 10 inches, 10 inches. Okay. You always have to kind of measure, because the labels on the labels say 10 inches by 10 yards. But no, my friends, this is 10.25, right? 10.25. See? I don't know if you can see, but this is the 1/4 inch. This is 10.25, okay? So it's not 10 inches, so you can't trust the labels, all right? Oh, this is the metallic, oh gosh, I don't know what it's actually called. It's a newer mesh that Lori has had for a little while. Hi, Rebecca. Lynn, it's like a yellow pane metallic striped mesh. I'm sorry, I don't know what it's called. I just listed the SKU in the description box, though. If you would like it, though, it's RE890429. Okay, it's a really pretty mesh, and I think she has this in different colors too. I only got the yellow. Now, if you are doing this wreath exactly the way I am doing it, you're going to need 2 rolls of this, and run 1 roll of this gold type mesh, okay, or a different yellow mesh, something like that. All right, because I am putting 2 in each zip tie. If you don't want to use 2 rolls of mesh, you could, I'm sure, just do one per zip tie. Okay, it's just not going to be as full. But if you know me and watch me, you know I like everything full. So that's what we're going to do at this point. All right, so let's get started. Any other questions? I think I told you what I cut. The board, the mesh, the center. So let's get started, okay? So you're going to cut your mesh in a square. Curl side up. Put it in a diamond shape. I do top left, bottom right, because that's the way Lori taught us. And it's just a really good habit to get into. So here I'm going to bring top to bottom. You're going to find the middle of your mesh. You're going to take that corner and put it to your fingertip, okay? Listen, it doesn't have to be exact, all right? And then you're going to take the bottom and you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to look like this. Then you're going to take the bottom or the top or the bottom first. It really doesn't matter. By holding it, you're going to fold it up again. And then you're going to do the exact same to the other side that you hadn't already done. Okay, so it looks like this. Now, this mesh is easier to do than the deco mesh that I am going to be using. Sorry, I'm just going to cut that fray off. But it's nice here. You kind of want these, you know, these edges here. You see those edges there? You kind of want those to match, okay, as best you can. It's going to be hard with the deco mesh, my friends, so don't worry about that. But on a stiffer mesh, like if you're doing horizontal wide stripe mesh or something, it would be a lot easier to do that, okay? And then you're going to fold this up a little bit again, okay? Doesn't have to be exact. Just make it nice and tight, whatever you do. Pull on those corners just a little bit. I like to elongate these a little bit. Roll it over or flip it over, whatever you like. And then you're going to have this. Okay, you're going to have the open end on the bottom. All right? And then you're going to have these 2 points like that. Okay, so then you're going to clip it. And you're going to do the exact same thing on another piece of mesh. Top to the bottom, sorry, squared mesh. Diamond shape, factory edge, top left, bottom right, top to the bottom. Find your middle. Put your finger there and find your middle. Bring that back to the middle. Bring this up to the middle. Cut the fray. Top to the middle. Bottom to the middle. And see these edges here? If you can kind of keep those together, it just makes a nicer petal, okay? Can you see that? Pull these edges a little bit if you like then. So roll this back up another time. Hi, Liz. How are you? Bring that to the middle and flip it over and push it up, okay? I like to tug again on those little points. Okay, and if it's not even, like if you're like this, right, obviously it's not even, just adjust here at this nub part. Hi, Ruth, how are you? Then you can do 2 things. You could just use one of these in each zip tie, okay? If you did that, you might need to fill in on every other shared hole or something like that, okay? Because these aren't really wide petals, right? They're kind of narrow petals. But you don't have to put 2 in each, okay? You could just do one of these and go around and fill up your zip ties as you would. Or you could take 2 of them and put side by side like that, and it's going to look like this. Mine looks exactly like that, okay? But I decided to put one inside the other, okay, like that. So you're going to get your nub. Okay, look how pretty. And then I had a bunch of 4-inch zip ties. It was way too hard for my hands to deal with. So these are 6-inch zip ties. You could use 8-inch, 10-inch, whatever. And then you're going to put your zip tie around this nub. Now the reason I suggest doing this, and I will show you as soon as I get this zipped up. This is really thick mesh, okay? I did start doing, yesterday when I first started doing this wreath, I used little rubber bands. And then I thought, no, I'm going to redo the ones I did, because if you have this zip tie on your nub, which is what we call this little base thing is a nub, and you put your zip tie on the board around that, over it, okay, on top of that, If somebody pulls this wreath, because listen, sometimes people will drop a wreath or something, they'll pick it up by the outside edge or whatever. They can't pull it out because this pipe or zip tie acts as the stopper, if that makes sense, right? I hope that makes sense. So anyway, that's why I use zip ties. Again, you can use rubber bands, but the zip ties make it nice and tight. Okay? And actually makes this nub not so big because listen, it's pretty thick, right? But if you zip tie it nice and tight, you're going to get a nice petal. Again, you could just use one. You could go side by side, or you can put one inside the other. Either or, it's all going to be beautiful. Okay? I'm going to put the raw edges down. Okay? Now on row 2, I'm just going to go around on every regular set of holes, and I'm going to put that zip tie above this zip tie. Okay, I hope you can see that. Above that zip tie, not underneath. Can you see? Yeah, the sparkle in the mesh is very nice. Your cones don't always turn out evenly when... Yeah, you have to be really careful when you're rolling, Beck. I'll show you a little... do y'all have time to just listen to me babble today? Because this is a pretty simple wreath to make, right? Actually, I'll show you with the deco mesh. You know why? Because the deco mesh, this deco mesh, Beck, if you're using this deco mesh, it's very hard to get your cone even, okay? So I'm going to show you. On the deco mesh, you know, we all know deco mesh is really quite, well, it's flimsy, okay? It's thinner. So if you try to make your cones even here, you see this edge here? It's not like that nice V that like this window pane mesh did, okay? I'm not sure why, it just doesn't work as well. But if you put it up and you kind of twist it, like, let's see if I can show you. To see how this one is sort of sideways and this one is flatter down, if you take that edge in your nub before you zip tie it up or clip it, you can usually get it so it's a little bit more even. Does that make sense? Yeah, I like this better than the rolled petal, Lynn. I think it looks a little bit nicer. I think it hides the rough edges a little bit better. Here, let's do a rolled petal. You just take your empty roll. Let's show you, okay? Let's play a little bit here. So with the rolled petal, you do your mesh, upper left, bottom right, in a diamond shape. You take the bottom point and you just roll it up, okay? Like that. You pull out the roll, you tug on those corners, and you flip it up. But again, see, this rolled edge is up and this rolled edge is down. So if you have that, you just take that and twist it in the, like, again, deco mesh is a bit finicky, okay, a little bit finicky, but you can make it so it looks a little bit nicer. But I think this looks nicer than this, at least with this design. I hope that, can you see the difference? I like it because it's a little bit wider and it's not so, the frayed edges aren't as exposed, I guess. This is the rolled. This is what we're doing today, which I don't know what it's called. Maybe that's the cone, maybe it's the leaf, not sure. But it's a very easy petal to do. So that's the difference if in the rolled and this, okay? With deco mesh. Deco mesh has a mind of its own, right, my friends? We all know it has a mind of its own. Not all my deco mesh petals are going to look this nice. And it also depends on what part of the roll you're using. right? Yeah. So if you use the inside of the deco mesh, it's going to be harder to get a nicer petal like this, okay? But honestly, in a design like this, it's not going to matter much, right? They're a little bit sideways or a little bit crooked. It kind of adds to the, you know, flowers aren't perfect, my friends. So don't stress over that, okay? Don't stress over that. Again, and if there's frays, you just cut them off, all right? So that was that little tip. Beck, did that make any sense to you? I marked the center for the cardboard roll. Oh, yes, Lynn. Lynn just made a good point if you read her comment. But Beck, I hope that helps you a little bit. You know, it is hard sometimes to get those perfect round rolls, right? With the roll petal on a thicker mesh, much easier, okay? Any other questions on that, or did I help you? I hope I helped you. Please tell me I helped you. Okay, so that's a deco mesh roll. Okay, I'm going to carry on. Any other questions? Let me know. Oh, you see that now? Oh, perfect, Beck. Well, I'm glad that helped you a bit. Okay, so again, we're on row 2. I have some rolled because, listen, I didn't think you'd want me to show me or want me to show you how to roll 32 pieces of deco mesh or this mesh, okay? But this is a really nice mesh, my friends. It's nice and sturdy, right? Doesn't fray very much, and it's thick. It's nice and thick. Oh, thank you, Wanda. I appreciate that. Thank you, Lynn. You guys are so sweet. So sweet. What was I saying? This mesh is very nice. Okay, so if you would like it, you may want to go get it. Lori used this mesh actually in a wreath before she went on vacation. Which one was it? I can't remember. But it is a very pretty mesh. Okay, makes a very pretty ruffle too. Okay, so again, we're just going to go on row 2. We're just going to keep going around. It's going to be a very big wreath. Okay. Now, one thing about putting these in as well. Okay, so you put in your little packets or petals. You kind of push the next one over, right? You want to make sure these are even, but typically where I zip tied it, I just go above it, right, with that other zip tie. But when you put that zip tie around this one, it's always, I think it helps if you take it and you hold it really sturdy and you just pull it. So this center, here, so this center piece doesn't do this, okay? Because if this nub goes flat, your petals aren't going to lay properly. So you need it to lay straight up. Do you see how these nubs are straight up and down, not sideways? So you just just hold that nub. When you do your zip tie, just pull it really tight. I do it to the side. It's just kind of a habit. A little bit to the side. Does not matter. You're not going to see the zip ties anyway. Let me read these comments. Sorry, I think there was doing a petal like that would be good on. Yes, this is a great butterfly petal. Yeah, it would be perfect. Wanda says, this is the first time I'm seeing you. Oh, thank you very much. Wanda, if you go to Unique in the Creek Facebook page and you hit the little 3 dots, it should give you an option to get notifications. Or if you go to the events, they'll be listed there as well for all of Team Unique. Or if you go, I think there's probably a calendar perhaps somewhere. I'm not sure. But I'm usually on every second Thursday, okay? Unless it's Kit Craze, we did it every week. But I'm on Thursdays at noon, usually every other week. Thank you, Beck. Yes. If you hit the little 3 dots, it should help you. Okay? And thank you for joining me. I'm so glad you found us. You're going to find it a great group. Okay, so we're just going to keep going around. Okay, I have these pre-made. If there's any other questions while I'm putting these in, please ask. But you see this? If I did it flat, right? It's very hard to keep this nice. You want this nub really nice and straight. And basically, you can tell if it's nice and straight because your little hole here where the nub is, it'll be upright, right? Now, these are hard to get tight if you have bad hands, but if you use a zip tie tool cutter like this, which is also in Lori's favorites, you can get it on Amazon. It works tremendously. I have bad hands, so I really appreciate that tool. Now, if you see this one, I mean, it's not perfect, right? Some of them are a little turned. They could be turned a little bit more, but it's not gonna, it'll still look beautiful. Like, don't worry about that much, okay? On things like this. On a Dean Michael petal or something like that, you have to be a little bit more precise for it to look really nice and neat. But these ones are very full, and you know, it doesn't matter if it's a little crooked because no one's going to really notice. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. Is YouTube better for notifications? Yeah, I do. Please do like and subscribe at YouTube as well, and on the Facebook page. Hit the notifications, and hopefully you get one, right? At least one of them. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Yes, everyone in this group is awesome. Okay, they'll always help you. Okay, so that's how the outer edge is looking. Okay, very pretty. Again, I tugged on these points a little bit because I do like them a little bit, you know, longer. If I can get them a little longer, I like that. So you hold your nub, tighten that zip tie to the side as best you can with wire cutters or your zip tie tool. Okay, and we will fluff these layers up a little bit, okay, after we're done. Okay, this is the top of the board, so this is just the hanger. I already have that in here. Now this is getting pretty full, but it's okay. Like you see this one here, it's kind of not acting very nice. It'll be okay. Once everything's in, it'll still look, you know, you won't even notice it. Now I did run out of 6-inch zip ties, so I am using 8-inch zip ties. If you're wondering why they're looking so long, it's because I ran out of the 6-inch. So I do have to order some, but I have a ton of 8-inch. So I thought, well, I'll just use 8-inch. It's okay. Oh, thank you, Tina. Yes, Tina explained, Wanda, how you can get those notifications. Okay, any other questions? Oh, hi, Charlie. Oh, and thank you. I didn't see you pop on. Thank you very much. It's beautiful mesh. Absolutely gorgeous mesh. And you know, when this goes outside, when I get a picture, well, I actually get pictures in the shade because the pictures that I take outside, if they're in the sun, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't work. It's better in natural light, but shady. But in person, when you see it in the sun and it sparkles, it's beautiful. Now I have this in red and gold, and did I use that already or did I just order? I can't remember, but this does come in red and gold color, and I think a lavender or a pastel color, I think. But again, if you go to Unique in the Creek website, you can shop all the products, or they're in categories, mesh, or ribbon, or boards, or wreath accents or signs. So you can find anything you want at uniqueinthecreek.com. One more of these, okay? Again, there's a little fray here. I'll just cut it off. Don't pull it. Don't pull your frays. That's the only thing I say. Don't pull your frays because it's like a thread on a sweater, right? You pull it and it keeps going and going and going. Yeah, it's not good, right? So just cut. Don't pull. And cut that off. Now, this is pretty wide. Like, this is going to end up being, let's see here if I can measure it already. From the tip of this, okay, to the tip of this. Depending what, yeah, about 25 inches, okay? The board itself is, I don't know, 15, 16 inches. So this adds another 9, 10 inches. Oh, Paula, did you order the red? Yeah, I have the red somewhere with the gold stripes. It is beautiful, and I actually think I used it. I just can't remember what I used it on. Oh, do you want me to try, Lynn? Do you want me to try what it looks like? You know, you could fuse the two together. Yeah. So Lynn's saying, let me just move this here somewhere. Lynn is saying if you laid a piece of deco and a piece of this beautiful metallic window pane. Lynn, are you saying, Garlene, did you ask a question I missed? Thank you, Lynn. Yeah, row 2. All regular hose on row 2 so far. Did you say, sorry, I just want to see what Lynn said. Deco on top of window pane. Yeah, you could, but then again, I think you're going to lose that window pane sparkle, right? You could do that. Oh, that's thick. I just quickly rolled it. Hello, Shirley from Montreal. Yeah, the window pane is on the bottom here, but I'm not, I don't know, Lynn. I think that might be, it's kind of hard to roll up, to be honest. I think that's a waste of the window pane. I think it's prettier if you just leave the window pane. I mean, I did think about fusing too. I did think about that, Lynn, but I thought about fusing the metallic window pane on top of the gold. But it is going to still be very thick, right? I think if you did it like that and you wanted to like do a different petal maybe, what would we do? Yeah, I didn't like that. I think it's better when they're separate. I don't know what the Dean Michael, yeah, I think, yeah, I just think it's a waste of the meshes because I don't think it adds any more to it. So I would say no, if you're using this metallic, I don't think you need to do that because it's pretty on its own, right? Okay, so at least we tried. You always got to try. You got to play a little bit to see if it looks any good, okay? No problem. I'm right. Thank you, Lynn. Okay, so the next row is row 3. On row 3, oh, I have an extra one of these. Oh, that's okay. On row 3, let me bring this back up here. Maybe you can't see it because I did do one on row 4 to see. But on row 3, I also am doing the regular, not the regular, the shared, 8 sets of shared, okay? And I'm doing the metallic window pane with this gold deco mesh, okay? So I'll show you how I rolled that. It's the same way. Okay, but the deco mesh, let's see if you can see this with the, okay. I got to move this, it's way too big. So you can see. Okay, so the deco mesh, I'm going to do it the same way. Okay, but it's a little bit harder to get those nice V's that you get in the metallic. Just do your best. Just roll your edges like that. Okay, they're not as even as the nice metallic. Okay, and pinch it together. Try to get your points as even as possible. Okay, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to roll the window pane mesh the same way. Okay, it's a very easy petal with the stiffer mesh, not as easy with the deco mesh. The deco mesh, I just wanted to add it for the color and the extra sparkle, okay? So then you just take it. Okay, you're going to give that a little tug. Make sure your points are even, and you're going to put this one in the middle. Okay, so now you have the horizontal. Whoopsie, I did that. I yanked it. Caused myself a fray here. Okay, you're going to take it, put that gold mesh in the middle, and you're going to zip it up with a zip tie. Now my nubs are typically, I just go by eyeball, but they're probably an inch, maybe an inch. You just want to make sure that that middle deco mesh is stuck in there, because if it's up here above this, it's gonna pop right out. Okay, you hold that so it's nice and straight, so this nub is still nice and straight. Cut that off. Okay. So they've mixed colors in their wreaths you made, Tina? Yeah, I like to mix the different meshes, colors, because it adds things. I did a sunflower with the Bubba petal, I think, on this channel. I did yellow. What did I do? Yellow, orange, and red, or something like that. I'll have to look at my pictures. But it was beautiful too, because it's kind of a graduated coloring, and it was very pretty. You can do any version of a sunflower with different colors. You could do each row in one color. You could do what I'm doing, mixing the petals in one color. You could do side by side, single. So many options, okay? The Unique and the Creek board gives you so many options, right? Yes. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm the first to do this, my friends. Lots of people have done this before, okay? So you can just pick your favorite colors, pick what you like, and away you go, and you'll make a beautiful flower, okay? So that's how I did row 3. So we're going to put these in, row 3, but the only difference is on row 3, I used the shared holes, okay? I started with the shared holes underneath the 2 with the space, okay? So if I have 2 nubs here, I'm going to do the share holes right here, and I'm only going to do 8. So you can just pick the 8 sets. You're going to take that nub. Now this gets a little bit different because it's not going to lay flat on the board because you have this mesh underneath it, okay? But that's okay. Just hold your nub, push it down to the table, the nub, okay? Do your zip tie the same way, put it over the one on the nub, and it's going to lay and cover those other zip ties, okay? You won't see it. You may see one now, but you won't see it in a bit. Okay, so I have some of these already rolled as well. Oops. Any questions so far? Thank you, Deborah. Oh yeah, Paula, this design could make a nice patriotic. Red, white, and blue if you're in the States, or red and white if you're in Canada, like myself. Okay, and yes, some of the mesh gets squishy, but it's okay. It's going to look just fine when it's all done. Oh, hang on. I used the wrong row. Ding, 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 ding. No one caught that, my friends. No one caught that. put that on row 2. I got confused because this is already here. So let's get a zip tie in here for row 3 that I had to cut out. Let's replace that. Okay, and go back to row, where am I here? 2. Here we go. Got a little mixed up there. Okay, this is row 3. Sorry, I hope I didn't just confuse you. We're working on row 3, shared holes, 8 sets. Okay. This is getting so big, my computer's in the way. Okay, make sure you put the raw edges on the bottom. Okay, you want to make sure the pretty top is showing. Any questions, my friends? Okay, we'll fiddle around with those petals, I'm sure, a little bit. It's just like ribbon tails, right? You want to go through and you want to fluff them up. Make sure they're standing up nice. I'm a little slower. My hands are giving me a little bit of trouble here, but we'll get through it. Thank you, Connie, on YouTube. Thanks for joining. Now, there are gaps here, my friends. That's okay. We'll hide them. And if not, we'll put something in there. We'll put more petals or something. You won't see any of the board once we're done here. Okay, I think I have one more on row 3. Now, if you don't have needle nose pliers and you make a lot of these types of wreaths, it's one thing I highly recommend you getting, because it will save your hands. When I first started, I did everything manually with my hands, and I think that's probably why I have a little trouble with my hands now. I did not word burn any of the mesh, Paula. I used my electric scissors. Hello, Kathy. Oh, thank you. Nice to see you. Glad you could join. You taking a break? Lynn says, I'm currently making a sunflower on a small board for a friend. What kind of petal are you using, my friend? I would just use all the regular holes on the small board. Hi, Judith. I'm glad you caught me live as well. We're making a beautiful sunflower on the large Unique in the Creek board using 2 different kinds of mesh. If you need to watch maybe a little bit at the beginning, the replay will be available on YouTube if you want to refer back to this video at all, or if you missed the beginning, okay? So now we're on row 4. Now on row 4, oh, hi, Diana, no problem. On row 4, I'm just using the gold pieces, okay? Now, I'm thinking it should be enough coverage, but it may not be. I may have to go in with something else, okay? But so we're going to go in on row 4, the same 2 petals in each zip tie, all right? Thank you, Judith. And we're using just the regular sets of holes on row 4, okay? Row 4, regular holes. And I'm just using the gold. I'm hoping this will cover everything. If not, we might have to go back in over top and use the shared sets of holes on row 4, okay? If it doesn't cover it. But let's just see what we got here, or what we have here. Okay. Are you all wreathing today as well? I've been away a little bit. Was away. My daughter's an actress, and my husband and I drove about 8 hours, about 7.5 hours one way to go see her play. We stayed for a few days, of course, and drove back last week. And then, yeah, I just, time has just gotten away from me. I cannot believe it's like mid-April. Next weekend, we're going away because it's my mom's 99th birthday. Can you believe it? 99. Fabulous. She's a wonderful, amazing woman, that's for sure. Okay, so we need 4 more sets of deco mesh. Okay, so we're going to roll those. So in case some of you did not see how I rolled this, I've got 2 per sets of holes. Okay, I might have to actually even cut more. I'm not sure. What did I say we needed? 4, right? 1, 2, 3. Ah, yes, I do need 1 more rolled deco mesh. Let's see if my electric scissors are charged enough I can show you. No, it's not. I actually have a feeling those electric scissors might be busted now because they were working perfectly fine and I didn't think it should have been out of charge, but it is. But anyway, that's okay. We're going to just cut this with the rotary cutter. Okay, it's 10 and a half inches. So I'm going to cut it at 10 and a half inches square. Sorry, the mesh is 10 and a half inches wide, so I'm going to cut it 20 and a half inches. Okay. No, she's not. She's Canadian, so she doesn't act a lot in the States. But she was in Saskatchewan, which is, I'm in Alberta. If you look at the map, she was in Saskatchewan. She is now back in Alberta. She's home. She's coming for dinner tonight, her and her boyfriend, and she is off again for 6 weeks to Calgary, which is just a few hours away, so that's not bad. Then she comes back up and she's going to be doing a show here again until the end of the year. So she's a busy girl, busy girl. Of course, her dream would be to go to New York, which would be amazing. Oh, thank you. Happy birthday to my mom. Yes, thank you so much. Yes, we are very blessed. Yeah. Oh, Wanda, happy birthday, everybody. It's Wanda's birthday. Please say hello to Wanda. It's her birthday today. Well, thank you for spending a little bit of your birthday day with me. I appreciate that. Again, this deco mesh, not as friendly as the other mesh, but that's okay. Sometimes it works a little better, but don't stress about it if it does not. Okay? Keep your finger in that center nub. Get your zip tie around that. Oh, it's Judith's birthday too? No, it's Wanda's birthday, I think, right? Yes, my mom's birthday is on the 25th, so we're going on Saturday the 26th. We're having a little family gathering. I have several siblings that live down there. So my husband and I are going to drive down. Our daughter is actually going to be in rehearsal, so she will not be able to attend the party. But I'm sure she'll go the next day when she has time. That's the thing, when you're an actor, you miss out on a lot of stuff because you work all nights when the show's on. When you're rehearsing, you work, 12, 14 hours a day. And so there's not a lot of time. So unfortunately, our daughter does miss a lot of family events because of her shows. But, she's doing what she loves. So I think that's very important. We're very proud of her. Where she got the acting talent and singing talent, she's also a singer. I have no idea. Well, my mom actually is a wonderful singer. She doesn't do it anymore, of course, at her age, but when she was, she was known for her singing in our community, for sure. So I'm assuming that's where our daughter got it from. Okay, again, this does not look as good with the deco mesh, but don't worry about that. No one will notice it. If it does bother you though, you can twist those under, okay, before you zip tie it, and you can maneuver those, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. Oh, Kathy, you all, right? Long weekend. It's going to be busy. Gosh, I hope you didn't go to Costco. I can only imagine how busy Costco is. I don't care what day I've gone. It's always busy. Always busy at Costco. Maybe in the evening, like after supper, maybe 6:37, it might be a little quieter. I've never gone then. But that might be a better time to go to Costco, but even then it's probably busy. Again, when you're using deco mesh, if you use the outer parts of the roll first, like I think it makes a nicer looking petal, but again, it's a little finicky, so. And a star, did you send stars? Thank you so much. That's very kind. Okay, so one more set of petals. Sorry, if you missed it, curl side up, cut square, whatever mesh you're using, make sure it's square. Top left, bottom right, factory edge. Top to the bottom, find your middle. Bring that top point to the middle. And bring that bottom roll to the middle. Carol, I have not bought any of the 50-yard rolls of mesh, and this is why. I have boxes of mesh. I'm embarrassed to even say how much mesh I have. I have so much mesh. I mean, I order new mesh, like this pretty yellow mesh. I couldn't resist in that yellow, you know, but I don't buy, I try not to buy mesh and ribbon, but we all know how that goes when Lori brings out beautiful things, right? So we can all blame Lori. While she's enjoying her sunny vacation. Well deserved. But Carol, if you make a lot of flowers, absolutely buy the 10-yard rolls or the 50-yard rolls. It's way more economical. They are, if I'm not mistaken, they're horizontal wide stripe, Tina, the big 50-yard rolls. I bought every one of those 50-yard rolls, and of course I did. I was late. Oh no, Linda, which one was that you didn't get notified for? You mean when it came back in stock or it got sold out? Yeah, well, sometimes on Unique in the Creek, you know, you got to be quick if you like something. It's kind of like at Costco. If you like something, you better get it, because when you go back, it won't be there. And, my friends, if you do classes, if you teach flowers, like if you do workshops, Unique in the Creek has workshops in a box. That all they need is some scissors with the pre-cut mesh. Now I have to mention, thank you, Tina. Yeah, I think it is the horizontal wide stripe. Some people say they don't like the pre-cut mesh. Personally, I love the pre-cut mesh. I hate cutting mesh. I try not to use petals that see the raw edges right at the top or something. If so, I would burn my mesh, okay? But the pre-cut mesh makes a great ruffle. It makes a great woodland ruffle. You can double up the petals. I don't know. I've used it in many designs on my lives. So if you're curious, go to the Unique in the Creek YouTube page. Go under playlists. Look under, you know, my playlist or anyone else's playlist. But I have done several with the pre-cut. I don't know. I like it. But again, I don't like to cut mesh. So this mesh I had to cut. I did not wood burn though, because I really just test wood burning if I don't have to. If I am using poly burlap, say I'm using poly burlap for a D. Michael. Wait a second. Sorry. I would burn it if I was doing a D. Michael petal, for instance. Oh, they are horizontal. Thank you, Linda. And you brought all the pre-cut. Yeah, I love the pre-cut. Oh, Linda, you didn't get notified that I was going live. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, did you click the little 3 dots to get all notification? Barb, uniqueatthecreek.com, has 50-yard rolls of horizontal wide stripe mesh. Not in every color, but in lots of colors. Yeah, I like the pre-cut. I don't know. I know some people don't like it, but I haven't had any issues with it, per se, right, as of now. Okay? Yes, does it fray? A little bit. You just cut it off and carry on. Does it bother me? No. This will fray too. But that's okay. All mesh frays. I don't care what anyone says. All mesh frays. Okay, so this is the last set in row 4 in every regular set of holes. Okay, so there is 8. Ooh, look how pretty. Let's see. You see how, like you can see in the camera a little bit, right? You can see how the graduated color, it's not a stark color. Like it's not like red on yellow or something like that. But it's kind of like a graduated color. I think it's very pretty. I may have to add some more here though. I can still see that board. Yeah, and we'll still see that. Okay, do you see that here? We'll still see that. So I am going to do some on row 4. And I think I'm going to do, every, no, let me see. Yeah, we're going to do every regular set of holes, okay? So we're going to do a set of holes here. We're going to do the 4 sides first, or the 4 regular sets of holes first, and then we're going to go back in and do the 4 shared holes. Okay, so it'll kind of be layered on top. Okay, so let's try that and see if that works. I might, if I do 2 petals in each, I think it might work okay if I do it this way. I may not need the shared holes on row 5, but we'll wait and see. Okay, so we need some more of the gold. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, the tariffs and the restocking, so much. I think maybe I have some of these cut, so I think I'm going to use one. I'm going to use one of each, and I think I'm going to do one of gold in each. Let's try that. I'm going to go back to the variant. Now, I'm going to use a rotary cutter on this because my scissors aren't charged enough. So this is again, oopsie, 10 1/4, and it does not have to be exact, my friends, okay? Probably some of those deco mesh ones were, you know, 11 inches. I'm not sure. I don't stress too much about it unless, like I said, unless I'm doing a Deed Michael or something like that, or the Rita or the Bubba where you have to line up the edges really quite precisely, then of course I'm a little bit more careful. Okay, but I'm not overly, you know, strict about that part when I'm doing certain petals or certain designs. I know I shouldn't teach that way, but oopsie. There we go. Linda, you saw your first photo between the pre-cut and what I caught. Yeah, makes a difference, right? I think it makes a difference. Okay, my friends, so let's roll these up and we'll see how many we need. Hopefully we don't need any more because I'm almost out of that gold. That gold was already an opened roll of mesh, which I think is why, and see, because it's closer to the inside of the roll, you see how hard that is to roll or to keep flat? It's quite difficult. Quite difficult. And at the end of this, we will go through and see how many pieces of mesh you're going to need, okay? Because I don't know at the top of my head. Okay, so let's just roll a couple of these first. And if you do have deco mesh, sometimes if you know you're doing it, it's always nice to pre-cut the pieces and lay it flat underneath something heavy. Now I didn't have the gold in pre-cut because I probably would have used it if I had something like this in or some of the gold deco mesh. I mean, not this pretty metallic window pane. I definitely wanted to use this. It's so pretty. And I wish on camera you could see how much it sparkles. Like, it really is very pretty. Thank you, everyone. Any questions on the other than how many petals I used for how much mesh I'm going to be using? Because I don't know that yet. But I will shortly. It is a lot of mesh, my friends. I'm not going to lie. It is a lot of mesh. You could use half the amount. You could just do one in each petal or one in each zip tie, and it would still be quite beautiful. I somehow got that upside down. There we go. It would still be quite beautiful. Okay, so don't feel like you ever have to do the designs like we do. We're just showing you an option and hopefully inspiring and giving you an idea of a design that you could do, that you would like, in the colors that you prefer. Okay? Golds and blues, yeah. You know, blue's very popular this year. Has anyone noticed that in other people's designs and things? Blue is very popular. I mean, in my mind, I think of navy as a neutral, like the smoke blues and the navies. To me, in my mind, they're a neutral color. You know, or gray. You could use those when I do a base in a deco mesh wreath with the sign and you know, if you follow me, you know I like the big poofy deco mesh wreaths with all the florals and greeneries. I find the bases, you know, obviously a neutral is a neutral, but like the grays and the smoke blues and navies, I find those a really nice neutral base color. I'm making a sunflower, Linda. Kind of like a sunburst. Think of it that way. Kind of like I wanted it to look like the rays were coming out from the middle of the flower. Yeah, me too, Lynn. Remember, Linda, YouTube channel, all replays, okay? You can go under my playlist. You can go under the board that I'm using, which is the large board today. Go under that playlist, Judy's playlist, flower playlist. They'll be in all listed in all those locations, okay? But yes, replays are always available for free on the YouTube channel. One more fold, top to bottom, find your middle, top to middle, bottom to middle, fold in, give it a little tug, fold in again, flip it over, make sure your points are nice and even, or as even as you can. Deco mesh will be fighting you for sure. Get your finger in that nub, okay? Do not let go of that middle nub. Otherwise, it'll just pop up. Take a zip tie. Again, if you had 4 inches and you had, you know, stronger hands than mine, probably use the 4-inch. My hands don't work that. My hands are too sore to work with the 4-inch. Oh, is that right, Linda? Is that why you started following me? Yeah, very full. I love them full. Flowers, I like them full, you know, which is why I'm doing it like this. Okay, very full. So let's bring this wreath back. There is a fray here. I can see. Let's just cut that off. Okay, now, again, we may not need, yeah, I don't think we're going to need all 8 sets of holes. I think these 4 will be, oh, I put my zip ties in backwards. Or opposite, I'm right-handed, so I have to zip tie this way. That's okay. We can make that work. That one, for some reason, went in differently. Oh, and so did this one. Okay. The goober that I am. Oh, I may have to, though. No, I may have to put one in the shared. Because you still can't, you can still see those spaces. Huh. I didn't think I would. Maybe if I manipulate the petals. Once we get these all in, we'll see. Nope, we're going to need them. We are going to need some more, and I probably will only use this pretty metallic because I'm out of the gold. I won't have enough to do 4 more golds. So you can see here, well, this is a lot of mesh. You can see here, you're still going to see, you're going to still see from the side. You may not see it from the top, but you'll see it inside. Okay, so I'm just going to put 1 petal. I'm going to do 1 petal in the shared holes. I'm going to use a longer zip tie actually, just because I have these sitting here. I'm going to flip this up. I'm going to go in from behind the board. I just find that a little bit easier sometimes, not always, but sometimes to get them in. I'm going to put a shared set of hose here, so yeah, I'm going to have to go do it this way. Sometimes the zip ties, the heads won't go through the back if there's another zip tie there already. So that's okay. I'll just go around this way. You're going to need 2 rolls of the metallic if you're going to do it the same way I'm doing, and 1 roll of a gold or an accent color that you happen to be using, okay? Again, you don't have to use as many petals, but I think it'll look very pretty once done. It's very big. right? But look how full. Love it. Okay. Hopefully, if I just do one in each, let me try one and see how that works. I'm hoping this will work. If I just put one. Yes, okay. So we can just put one in each. I am still going to zip tie, even though I could just put it in the board. I just find I like that extra security of the petals not getting pulled out. Any questions on the fold? Yeah, Carol, it's pretty full. I'm not sure if it would fit between two doors either, because it's probably 5 inches maybe high. If you did the Dean Michael or something like that, it's obviously flatter. But this is a little bit full for sure. I don't have a storm door, otherwise I would try it for you. But I only have a regular metal, solid metal door. I live in Alberta, Canada. It gets cold here, but I've never had a storm door, believe it or not. I mean, when I grew up with my parents on the farm, we had storm doors and windows, things like that. But in my house here, or my first places that I lived, we never had storm doors, so I actually don't know. Full and fluffy. Yep, it's definitely full and fluffy. I'm hoping these last 4 petals will do the trick. Otherwise, I'm not sure what we'll do. 1, 2, 3, one more. And this metallic mesh is very nice to work with. It's a bit stiff. It's not soft like poly burlap or anything like that, but it's certainly easy to work with. Okay, so this is the last one, hopefully. So you all cooking big Easter dinners this weekend? I'm making a bigger dinner tonight. My daughter's coming in before she leaves town again tonight. So my husband are not doing anything for Easter. We'll probably just watch Netflix and have a barbecue maybe. Okay, now these are a little bit tight going in, no doubt about it. Just push that nub down there, okay? The best you can. And then when you zip tie that up, that'll kind of pull it into the, like pull it down into the board. Oh, that's so nice, Lynn. Yeah, you know, I have people that put it on the inside of their door because they want to see it. They said, why would I put it on the outside of the door? I like it on my back of my kitchen door, like on the inside of their back door, their kitchen door, or the back of their front door, because, you know, they like it as home decor, right? I have wreaths everywhere, of course, because I make them, but I do like some in my floral ones. I like in my dining room. I have a couple pretty ones in our bathrooms, you know. Yeah, this is full and you will not need any more mesh, okay? And again, I use this metallic one because I had this. I didn't have any more of the gold. But I think it'll be fine. I don't think anyone's going to notice that it's different. See how it kind of graduates the coloring? That's what I wanted. I did not want a stark, like, you know, like a stark contrast. I wanted a nice, subtle, coming out contrast. So now we have this, or we have this. This, which I'll have to put a cable mount on, or this. Let's put the traditional one in first. Now, this might be a little bit of a struggle because there's so much mesh in there, I hit the center holes. So let me see where I am here. Okay, so this is the top of the board, so it has to go somewhere in here. I'm going to poke out my yarning needle right through the bottom. I'm going to take my darning needle and poke it up. And then I'm going to put my pipe cleaner through there. Maybe should have used the longer pipe cleaner, but I'm going to pull it from the bottom down, okay? And I'm going to do the same thing on the other hole, as opposed to pushing it from the, where are we here? There we go. Sorry, you can't see this, unfortunately. I can't show you what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get it through those center holes with the darning needle. Okay, there we go. So this is where I put it, right? I put the pipe cleaners right in the center of this. Okay, now since I have this flipped over, this is what I did. Let's do a little recap. This is the top of the board. This is where my hanger is. Okay, any strays, frays, cut them off. Okay, no worries, just cut them off. Row 1, I did nothing, and I'm not putting leaves on this, my friends. You could put leaves on this. I am not. I chose not to do leaves, okay? Row 2. Yes. I have these from Unique in the Creek. I have them in different colors. Burlap, white, black, and red. I apologize. I do not know if they're still in stock, but this is where I got them. I got them from Unique in the Creek. They are the 20 and a half inches pipe cleaners. But if you don't have, you know, if you need longer pipe cleaners, you can take 2 pipe cleaners and tie them together in the middle, right? But yes, they do come in 20 inches and the standard size, Shirley. You like the standard or the traditional? Yeah, I think the traditional looks nicer. So on row 2, my friends, every set of regular holes, which is 16 sets, okay? 16 sets times 2. Here, let's just write this down because I'll forget. Row 2, you have 16 sets of holes with 2 pieces per, which is 32 pieces of mesh on row 2. If you do it this way, you could do it with just 1 piece of mesh in each set of holes, okay? But if you're doing this design, you're going to need 32 pieces for row 2. Now row 3, I used the shared hole. I started a shared hole in between where there was a space. Do you see that? Like I used these 2 on row 2. And so I went right down to the next shared, and that's where I started. Okay? Every other. Why is there 2 here? Well, isn't that interesting? Why is there 2 there? Well, I'm not going to cut it out, but I'm not sure why there is 2 there. I must have That is weird. How did I do that? Well, my friends, I must have put an extra set here, right here. But I'm not going to take it out because you can't tell it's there. So I'm going to leave it, but you shouldn't have that. You should have row 3, 8 sets of shared holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For some reason, I have this extra one, okay? I apologize. Not sure why it's there. It's a mistake on my part. I'm not changing it, okay? Then on row 4, every set of regular holes, okay? So that's 8. So row 2, you will have 8 sets. Or I'm sorry, row 3, you will have 8 sets, 2 per, so that's 16, okay? Ignore this extra piece. Row 4, you're going to have 8 sets times 2 equals 16. And then on row 5, we did 4 sets, 2 per, which is 8, and then I had 4 singles and 4 singles, okay? So you're going to use every set and shared on row 5. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So 2 is 32, 3 is 16, 4 is 16, and 4 sets have 2, and 4 sets have 1. Okay? Which is 12. So can someone do the math? 32 plus 16 plus 16 plus 12. $76 pieces of mesh. Yes, my friends, that's a lot of mesh. Okay, I think it's 76 if I just did that right. Okay, then we're going to take that, make sure that's nice and centered, nice and sturdy, which it is. I'm going to come around, I'm just going to cut that and try to stuff it in a hole. Now there's a lot of mesh in there, so I'm not sure if I'll succeed. But perseverance, my friends, perseverance. Make it nice and flush. 76. Yep, that's what I got too, Lynn. Thank you, my friend. Whoa, look at that. She's a beaut. Now, I have something cute I might add to it. Let me plug in my glue gun. Again, so if you see some frays, don't fret. Don't fret, my friends. Do not fret. You just snip them off or leave them. Honestly, I don't think anyone will notice it. But this is what we have so far. I said, no, Margaret, I said 32, 16, 16, and 12. Yes. Look at that. What do you think? Is that pretty? But I've got these cute little things. Now, I know some people don't like the ladybugs. They don't like the bees. I have ladybugs and I have bees. I don't know. I don't know if I need to put anything on it. Sometimes, you know, people will put like a little ladybug on a couple leaves or, well, I don't have leaves, but on your petal, you could put it on there. Or you can put one just on the center, kind of like that, just kind of laying there, kind of minding its own business, right? Or you could do a bee, which of course is kind of cute because, well, it's yellow. What do you guys think? Does it need it? Does it need the little buggies? I'm not sure if it needs the buggies. I mean, they are cute. I'm not going to lie. I got those from Amazon, oh, quite a few years ago when I first started. I bought a whole box of them. An assorted bee and ladybug. They not assorted, sorry. A box of bees and a box of ladybugs. And I've used them off and on, and I still have a pile of them. What do you think? Does it need it? Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, everyone. One on the center only. Would I do bee or ladybug? That's the question. Bee or ladybug? Just going to tidy up here a little bit, my friends, while we chat about whether or not it needs a little bug. You know, I did put a bug on something once. The lady didn't like it. So I had to make a new one because I had glued it. So I had to get a new center, or I think it was a center or petal. I'm not sure. But she goes, I just don't like the little bug. I went, no, you don't like the bug? Because listen, some people don't like bugs. I get it. I don't like bees in real life, but ladybugs I'm okay with. Okay. Leave the bug, put a ladybug, a bigger bee. You know, Lynn, I don't have any bigger ones. I wish I did. I wish I did have the bigger bees. I think I might leave it off. Just simply, yeah, I don't know. It's a personal preference one, right? I wish I did have a bigger one. However, I don't. I know Lori will just sometimes put like one on there. Thank you, Margaret. You have a great day too. Thanks for joining. The little ladybug, should I put one on? Oh, everyone's saying ladybug. Well, you know what? Let's do one then. Why not? Why not, eh, my friends? It's my glue gun. It's just heating up. Just give me another minute. I can put that on. I think I will put it on. Geez, I'm not sure. I think I'll put it, thank you everyone. I think I'll put it on this fluffier edge. Kind of like that. And I want it going up, not down. I want it facing up, not down. What do you think? Or should I put it on the middle green so you can see it better? You know, it's so funny. I'm supposed to be teaching you guys things, but you guys always help me out, and I appreciate it. No, maybe I'll put it... No, actually, I'm going to put it right there. What do you think? Right there? See if my glue gun's a little warm by now. These things just have these little sticky backings on them. But I am going to put a little piece of glue on there. And I'm just going to put it right about, oh, okay, well it dropped there, so that's where it's going to stay. Because I put the glue on there. So there we go. Now I'm going to put you up on the wall. Hang on a second. I'll bring you up so you can see how cute she is. And sparkly. I wish you could see how sparkly she is because she's a sparkle one. Hi, friends. Hi, hi. There we go. That's the sunflower made with, well, I don't know what it's called. Rolled cone, leaf. Again, when you do this, kind of go through gently, but you have those zip ties on there, right? So even if you yank it, it's probably not going to come out. Okay, just kind of gently go and form your points so they look maybe a little bit nicer. So there's, you know, sometimes mesh does get squished because let's be honest, my friends, there's a lot of mesh in here. Okay, sometimes it'll get squished, so you just want to make sure it looks nice, especially around the center, right? Like there's 4 and then 2 gold, 4 and then 2 gold, 4 and 2 gold. So you kind of want to make sure that that definition is the way it's supposed to look, right? 4 and 2 gold, you know? So it's not like hidden, if that makes sense. Any questions there? Thank you, everyone. I'm going to step back. I just want to see it from a little bit of a distance. I always like to look at it. Oh, she's super pretty. Oh, and I wish I could show you how, I wish you could see how sparkly that is. It's very pretty. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the hearts. Okay, so this is a close-up, if you need a close-up of it. But see, it's very full. Very full. Okay, and again, you just cut off those frays that they bother you. Just cut them off. When you go around, right? But it's very nice. It's really full, okay? I mean, 76 petals is like 36, 60, about 2.5 rolls of mesh. Okay, so you'll need 2 of these metallic. I think I have, well, I have a little bit of the, I have a little bit left of the metallic and at least, and a roll of this, of a secondary mesh in the deco mesh. Okay, but you cannot see that board. I don't think. Let me see. Let me look. In person, when I spin it around. Sorry if I made you dizzy. No, cannot see that board. Super cute. Oops, sorry, this way. It's always hard when you're doing the camera because it's crooked. Or not crooked. It's opposite of what we're looking at in the camera. Right? Can you see the sparkly? Yeah, it's beautiful mesh. You're welcome, Deborah. Thanks for joining me. Happy Easter. Yes. Okay, my friends, if there is no questions, I am going to let you go. Even though this was a flower video, I was still here a very long time. I hope I taught you something and you learned something. And if you had fun and enjoyed your time here, again, if you need to watch the replay, please go to the YouTube channel, Unique in the Creek. The replays are always available and they're always free. Okay? Yeah, you don't miss the leaves on this one. Yes, and Linda, please tag me when you make it and post it, okay? Because I would love to see your version. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time. If you do go shopping at uniqueinthecreek.com, if you could please consider using my affiliate link, which is Judy, capital letters, Judy, in the checkout box. I really appreciate it. It helps me out tremendously. Please have a safe and wonderful, happy Easter to all of you if you celebrate, and enjoy the long weekend with your friends and family. I hope the weather is good where you live. Thank you again. I will be back, I believe, in 2 weeks. I have not got the May schedule yet, but I'm pretty sure I'll be here in 2 weeks. If not, I will be here on a Thursday, okay, because that's the time and day that I go on Unique in the Creek. So thank you again very much for your time. Happy crafting. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Yes, Linda. Sorry. Linda, I just saw Linda ask me a question. Linda, if you're still here, yes, you can use the pre-cut gold mesh. I think it would be perfectly great. Okay? Hope that helps. Linda, don't forget to tag me in your design. Thanks again, everyone. Happy weekend.